You want to retire, kid hates the thing, you want to get the money, you don't want to roll into a thing. All right, I got the ammunition. Now I can start sniping. So I go, all right, Mario, I have an idea. Your son hates this property. In fact, you're selling this property to get rid of it to show him you love him. I go, imagine this. Imagine, how old's your son? 12. Imagine your son at age 62. Are you still going to be alive, Mario? He goes, no, I'll probably be dead by 20, 30 years. I go, imagine your son at the age 62 receiving a check from me for the final payment on the seller finance note. And every time, all the way through, even past the time where you pass away, every time he receives a $10,000 payment from me, it's a reminder of how much his father loved him. Not just during his adult years, but even after your passing and in his retirement, he's going to continue to receive a check from me at $10,000. Let's turn this property that your son hates into something that shows your son how much you love him.
It's powerful.
And so what I did is I did a no money down, 4% interest with a 50-year note, no balloon, okay? Mario is selling me his third property this week right now, which is why I brought up this story, because it's pertinent. Mario is offloading all these properties to me, all 50-year notes, no money down, 4% interest. And I look at that and people are like, how do you do what you do? And I go, because I never looked at a script. I never looked at the technical aspects of the thing. I looked at the actual story of what's really going on with the seller.
So did you, so funny, your name fits with a lot of things in the persuasion world. That's called future pacing. I don't know, that's why I laughed, but that's amazing. So where'd you get this skill though? Like how this is it?
Caring.
Yeah, caring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Caring.
Listening.
And people ask me that all the time. I'm like, I just, like, when you'll go on an appointment with me, I used to take, actually, Daniel's father and I used to go on appointments together, and Daniel would be like, I got a really tough seller. I want you to come and help me out. And he'd be like, I don't know how you do what you do. And I go, bro, I just care more than anybody else does. And I extract and I tell story and I get to know people and I disconnect myself from being the real estate investor. And I'm like, okay, let's forget about me and this outcome. Yeah, humans. And I can tell you also, if somebody told me this before I'd ever got my first deal, I would have been way more excited about real estate. I thought real estate was going to be this uphill battle of negotiating and fighting with people all the time. That is not how it is.
I never did that, man.
If you were really good, whether you're a wholesaler, you're a fix and flipper, you're a buy and holder, if you're good at building relationships and just having friends, you will make so much effing money in this business. It's ridiculous.
And when you are that human, the repeat business over time, that these old investors you worked with or helped out, and they call you, hey, I got some houses to sell. You know, it's just
they don't want to do business with anybody else because everybody else is like, oh, you're out of your mind, Mario, you crazy? Because Mario would say, you're willing to pay $3 million? Everybody else was offering 2.7. I go, Mario, if you give me the terms. You know, and this is another thing about creative finance that people don't understand, is that it is the only win-win scenario in real estate. And what I mean by that is if I'm going to wholesale, every dollar I make has to come out of the seller's pocket. Now, there's a middle ground, right? There's a middle ground, of course, where like you're giving them speed, convenience, and all of these other benefits, and they're giving up equity for that. But guess what you can do in creative finance? You can do speed, convenience, give them the price they want, and even give them interest if they've got some equity and you pay them, you know, seller finance note. I'm like, man, it's a win-win-win-win-win scenario for everybody involved. And so I just got addicted to giving the best solution. And I learned probably about 7-8 years ago, I learned that creative finance was the only way that I could give my seller, myself, and potentially my buyer the best solution for all parties. You extract you remove all the issues and all the headaches of all of these things. And, you know, Mario says to me in this transaction, you would be willing to pay $3 million? Everybody else is willing to pay 2.7. I'm like, well, Mario, I'm not putting any money down. I'm cash flowing month 1, right? Your payment I'm paying to you is 11 grand. My insurance, my management, my taxes, my this, that, and the other. Everything adds up to like 18,000 bucks, and this thing's bringing in 31 grand a month. I'm going to make 13 grand a month net. Like, how is this not a great deal for everybody involved? And he's like, yeah, it is. He's like, why didn't everybody else just offer that to me?